What's good, everybody? Tim, also known as Yoshi McLeod, here with match 2 from this week of my local lorcana tournament. So this time I'm still on the right. We're still playing Purple Steel. On the left side we have Dave, and Dave is playing Hyper Aggro. Now I will preface this because I actually had a discussion with Dave after the match, and Dave actually he is playing his set 5 Hyper Aggro build. From what I understood, he either didn't have all of his cards for his new build yet, or he hadn't taken the time to look through and figure out how he wanted to play it. But regardless, let's discuss this matchup because I feel so bad for this matchup because this is not a matchup I lose. My deck should not lose this because playing Steel against aggressive decks, typically Steel is going to be in the driver's seat the whole time. And me particularly, I build my deck so that I should not ever lose to aggressive decks. So at this point he has a Piglet and a Baloo on board. I'm just going to take out the Baloo and then add Fox into his Piglet. I'm just dealing with his stuff on site. We have Tinkerbell to help us push the advantage. That's actually one of the really big things with this Tinkerbell. Like, yes, she signposts that we can big tink into my opponent, but what she really does is she creates a situation where while we're dealing with their board state with our other cards, we can quest and gain board advantage. I guess not board advantage. We can end games. Because some of the games I've lost against the hyper-aggressive decks were lost because my opponents would get close to winning. I would get control of the board, but I'm too far from winning to end games. So this Tink really does help with that. He's playing the Genie that once he quests, he shuffle him into the deck and draw 3. I think that Genie's interesting. It's not one of my favorite cards, but I don't think he's bad. Double Pinocchio comes out, and I think I literally look at my hand and go, oh, I'm so incredibly sorry. He played double Pinocchio and a Turnabox Followers, and we just have to grab your swords in hand. There's no reason for us to do anything else. We do draw first just to see what else we get. Ink a card, grab your swords, wipe the board, quest for 3. Yeah, we're versus the aggro deck, and we're the ones ahead in lore. That's just really bad for him on the other side of the table, and I genuinely did feel bad, but I build my deck so that I beat up on most of these decks. Like, I've had issues with these Steel aggro decks, mostly because they have weird things with resist that are hard to answer. So, trading Foxes, he does have a Pinocchio in hand that I know about, but at this point I don't think I'm too worried about it. Get into our next turn. Boom, Ink Cogsworth, quest for 3. Put Genie out, draw a card, put another Tink out. At this point, I'm just trying to end this game quickly because I know we're so far ahead and I have so many resources in hand that it should not matter what happens from here on. Like, he has a Pinocchio, he has a Castle. I think I play I fire the cannons, excuse me. Quest out. There's no reason to reveal more cards from my hand outside of just a couple things like that he should know I have. And we just win this game nice and quickly. So boom, going into game 2. Really solid hand. Daisy Duck comes out. Daisy Duck is actually a really good card since I don't have many clean answers to her. My best answers being things like, what is the card? It's being cards like Mimfox. Now, I do have a very weird way to respond to this Daisy Duck and answer her, which I do think I do here. So reveal Captain Hook. It goes to my hand. So I think I'm going to play Cogsworth, rush himself, and then just trade my Cogsworth and crack him with my hook to finish it off. Yep, both of them are going to go in. I did think about I did think about rushing my Robin Hood, but I think I just wanted the Robin Hood on board. I chose not to because if he really wants to, he can trade into that Robin Hood now. But either way, gets Baloo, gets Daisy down. I didn't actually see what I got into my hand, but I do believe I got another card. We do end up. We have Captain Hook take out Baloo. We could go Mimfox, bouncing the Hook, taking out the Daisy Duck, questing for one with the Robin Hood. A little bit of manipulation of our cards, but we do take full control of this board. And I feel like that's what Hyper Aggro just does not want. That Genie, I don't have good answers to it, so I'm just going to ignore it. If he really decides to attack with it, I think I'm okay with that. Questing for 2, leaving the attack open if he really wants it. But he's just going to quest with his Genie, get 1 lore, and then also shuffle him back in to draw some cards. That is a Yzma that he's inking. That Yzma is a good card, But against my deck, I don't think she's super great. I like her for answering cards that are really weird to answer, like Big Cindy. Piglet's coming down. 3, bouncing the Piglet back. What does he do with this Mim Fox? I believe he just trades Fox for Fox again. I'm not the biggest fan of these playlines, if I'm being honest, but I also don't know what's in his hand, so I don't know what he was choosing from. Regardless, inking a crab, putting a couple more bodies down. We're trying to push the tempo of this match. Because that, I think, is one of the biggest things here. I need to push the tempo of this match now. Plays Pinocchio. Plays a Piglet. He has a couple cards left in hand. So, quest on my board. Grab your swords, wiping his board. At this point, I don't think I was very scared, but here he shows me his hand was triple gathering knowledge, and I kind of had like the hindsight of, wow, I don't have grab your swords there, I die. So it's like, wow, we got really lucky that we hit one of our grab your swords because we were not in a good game state. And I do believe from here we do end up winning. I do feel bad because it does feel like I kind of picked on Dave a little bit, but it's just random matchups. This is just a really bad matchup for him, which that is the thing that happens sometimes. But yeah, overall I think this matchup is not a hard matchup for my deck. This is a matchup. These are the matchups my deck is designed to win. So I'm not really afraid of this type of deck. I don't really care for fighting them. My deck is built to be able to run them over. But I digress. We have one more match of the actual tournament, and then we have one extra match that I played for fun. So, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.